Okay, I'm sorry about that. My router rebooted. Sometimes does that when it gets overloaded. Sometimes what I do is I will reboot it, right before I stream to so it doesn't happen. It's not so much a problem with the router. It just gets overloaded. Any router would do that. Because, like when streaming for hours, it's sending I stream at 8 megabits per second, so every second it's streaming 8 megabits. It's not 8 megabytes per second, it's about 800 megabytes per second. No, that's not true, not megabytes. It's about 800 kilobits a second. Because a bit is not the same as a byte in terms of streaming. We're gonna do one more. And these curves, they're the same curves as in Photoshop and video editing. But there's not a lot we can do. Most of this is fine. Fine. Okay, so this section is done. Oh my goodness, I never challenged this, and so yeah, so most of this you can see is fine. But now I will go back and we'll open up the next project. I'm saving. And we go to the next one. There's not much 3D footage from my JVC camera. There is a lot of video footage from the GoPro 3D camera, but there is a lot of photographs we have to edit from both. So the next one is video footage from the last bookstore. Okay, I will do. Here we go. And like I said, this is video footage of the last bookstore. It's gonna be kind of easier to edit because we're not in a moving car. We really just have to clip out the beginning and end because the duration is... I chose the duration of the video as I was filming it, and then I get rid of the beginning and the end because when you press record doing a handheld, there's a little jump from the camera. There's always a little jump. It's a small one, but I like to clip it out. So, and when I'm filming, I know that the first 2 seconds and the last 2 seconds are going to be clipped out when I edit it. And a lot of this is still life, so we don't really have to worry about, like, even though there are people over there, they're not doing anything nefarious. They're not, cursing at us or anything. And I removed all the audio. I'm doing a new type of style where I'm recording binaural audio, so the same type of audio you would hear for ASMR, not with the 3DO, but I used 2 shotgun mics, and I have them spaced out and aimed, tilted away from each other, and so that's how I'm recording the binaural audio. And a lot of ASMR creators are doing the same thing. They alternate between using shotgun mics and the 3DO, which is, the 2-ear plastic microphones. But it's easier for me to do the shotgun mic. And then what happens is, both my sister and I do media production. She is more classically trained and I'm self-trained. But so she has her shotgun mic, her first shotgun mic, and she got a better one. And so she gave it to me, and then I have a shotgun mic too that I purchased before her. They're a little different. Mine's specifically for recording audio for a DSLR. So it has instead of having an XLR cable, it has a 3.5 millimeter cable, which you always want XLR. But the DSLR cameras that shoot video, they don't have an XLR input. What you can do is they now make, because a lot of people use their DSLR for student films and indie films and everything, is they make an attachment that screws on the bottom of the camera, and it's an audio recorder. So not only does it record really high definition audio, like 32-bit, almost everything nowadays, well, the standard is 16-bit audio, but Blu-ray and most audio recorders will record in 24-bit, which is higher res, and Blu-rays are 24-bit audio. So 24-bit is really good. 32-bit is beyond good, and so that's the definition and sound. It's more precise, there's more range, and it's more exact, versus something where that sounds like tinny and muffled. That's low bit audio, and so that's not bit rate. That's like the resolution of the waveform. And that's what it refers to. And then in audio, there is also the bit rate, similar to video bit rate, where it's it's not as high as the video bit rate, but it's like 56 kilobits a second. That's pretty good. Then there's 92, which it's high resolution, but it's not the highest. It's better than standard. And like streaming services like Pandora and stuff, they might stream at 64 kilobits. They're not doing 192 or 256. and that's for MP3s. But so yeah, so the attachment is really, it allows you to connect, you know, shotgun mics or whatever mic you want that can connect with XLR. I don't have that, but you can get it. So you usually want for you know, for cinema and audio and working out in the field, you want an XLR mic, and they sell attachments that allow you to do XLR to 35mm, but you slap XLR on any microphone and that makes the price jump up like $50 or more. So my microphone I got because I didn't want to get the attachment for my camera. I mean, I wanted to, but I couldn't afford it. So I just decided to get a microphone with 3.5mm audio, so it can plug in directly to the camera. So that's how I have two shotgun mics. My sister donated hers, and then I had to wire them so that one channel, like let's say the left channel is one microphone and the right channel is a different microphone. And then I have an audio recorder. Again, it's 24 bits, but the input jack is 20. The input jack is a 3.5 millimeter cable, not XLR. And again, that's because it's less expensive. I believe the audio recorder, it's a Testcam. It's really good. Highly recommend Testcam. Zoom is good. The Zoom audio recorders, but they're expensive. But they are pro. Testcam is pro, but they offer more models that are affordable, that are still good. But like I said, they don't have. There are Testcams with XLR, and there are high-end Testcams. But now this might be moot because of my curves. And the curves affect the contrast of the image, but instead of doing the brightness and contrast where you say, okay, I want the contrast increased by 30%, instead of that you can say, oh, like down here at this end, these are the dark areas, place and shadow, any dark part of the image. And then this up here on the top right hand side, that is bright things. So if we do that, it makes everything that is bright, it makes it extra bright, extra high contrast, and everything down here, if we raise it up, it makes it brighter, but if we raise it down here, it makes it darker and more, the dark's more high contrast. And so you can actually raise the dark point so that it never reaches black like that. And that kind of makes it look more like, you know, more like film, more milky and low contrast, but high in detail. And where digital is a very compressed format, so like this is naturally digital, where digital it is always higher contrast, and you have to pay extra big bucks, and it's very difficult for manufacturers to make cameras that get the same range. They always say film-like, like it's close to looking like film, or there's a higher range, but it's not there. The issue is that, you know, nobody can really afford to shoot on film video. I mean, you have to have executive producers and funding, like a lot of it, to be able to do that. So everyone shoots on digital, mostly for that reason. It's purely cost and time. It is more difficult to shoot on that. So I stick with film photographs. And this elephant head is pretty hard. And with 3D, you want contrast with 3D. This is 3D footage, but you don't want extreme contrast, because with 3D TVs, mainly 3D, and even projectors, you know, the output, the left eye, the left camera, on the same screen as the right eye on the right camera, and then you wear the glasses, which allows the left image to only go to the left eye and the right image to only go to the right eye. And so because it's coming from, you know, the same screen, which is, you know, default, if there's something extremely bright, there's this thing called crosstalk. And so a really, you know, bright light will not be able to be blocked completely. So if there's a bright light in the left camera and it's not in the right camera, when you're viewing it on the TV or projector, a little bit or a lot of the left image that has something bright will start to show up in the right side, even though it's not supposed to. And so a lot of that, you know, happens naturally, where like this lamp, if the left camera can, well, if the left camera can see it but it's on the edge, the right camera might not see it because it's slightly farther to the right and might be out of frame. And there are things where glare, something might be glare and kind of hazy in the left lens but not in the right lens, or there's some polarization, you know, where something might be coming through the window and only hit the left side but not the right camera. And so that are all areas where there can be crosstalk. And crosstalk is really annoying. It's difficult on the eyes because it's like, what am I seeing? The left isn't matching the right, and that can make, you know, people's eyes tired and strained. It's not so much of an issue with VR 3D, because with VR, there's the left screen and it's independent of the right screen. So there's a lot less crosstalk unless there is crosstalk recorded in the video. But when you're reviewing, there's no crosstalk from the TV monitor or anything. So VR is really the best way for 3D. And even VR for cell phones, where you put the cell phone in the goggle, you won't get crosstalk, and that's pretty cheap. You can get high-end VR goggles for your cell phone that holds your cell phone for $15. Like, there are all these manufacturers that make them with cushions and really good straps, and that's how I used to used to watch VR. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. I'll see everyone tomorrow. We continue working on the California project. We have one more video category to edit for the JVC 3D video. Then we have the GoPro video, and that's divided into 16 sections. So I'm not sure if we'll do all 16. It'll technically be 17 video projects total in order to finish all the video footage. But we're gonna try. I mean, we might be able to do it. This took us 3 hours to do photo editing and video edit, two video editing projects for the photos. And then the next week we have 8 JVC photograph projects to edit, and that's all I have set up. So we're moving pretty quickly. All the digital photographs I'm going to be uploading to my store, and on my blog I'm going to set them to auto post to Thumbs United on Facebook and Twitter, and so it will be one photograph a day of all the things we edited for this project. And so that will be coming there, so you can follow on Twitter if you want to see all the things that I edit live, the final product, and it will provide a link. Once you go to the blog post, it will provide links to the photo on the store where you can see the entire collection there. You will also be able to see other things on the blog. But yeah. I think everyone coming out, so I have a lot of work to do. Gonna go eat breakfast. It's 2 p.m. I don't like eating breakfast when I first wake up. My stomach can't handle it. But yeah, so I'll see everyone tomorrow, where we'll be continuing. Fingers crossed we finish all the video footage. And then Monday through Friday we are doing our Halo streams. We're doing all the Halos, all the difficulties, and I kind of did the math, and it looks like we did reach on easy, normal, heroic. We are now doing our final difficulty of legendary. We finished tip of the spear, and so there's still Long Night of Solace, Exodus, New Alexandria, the package, and the Pillar of Autumn. And so that's 5 levels we have to do, and I do 2 levels a stream. And that's about 2 hours and 30 minutes of legendary, because it's hard. And so we should be finished on Wednesday with Reach, and then Thursday and Friday we will be doing Halo 1, Halo Combat Evolved, and that will be we're starting at the beginning, where we're starting on easy, and then we'll go to normal, heroic, and legendary. So that should be a month or 2 of Halo 1, Halo CE. And so again, that happens at 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, and then creative art streams and media production, that happens on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, starting at 11 a.m. And then after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a rerun of the work we just did, and then it's going to go into experimental photography, meaning aerial photography, drone footage of quadcopters or multi-rotors, and fixed wing, which is remote control airplanes with cameras strapped to them. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. And then there will be regular rotations. It should be about 24 hours. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. I hope to see everyone tomorrow for our weekend creative. Bye bye.